Hello, welcome to the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael and today we're starting something a little bit new on this YouTube channel. Up until now, I've made mostly content videos about language learning or linguistics, but today I wanted to get to the root purpose of this YouTube channel, which is being a polyglot. I recently read an article that said that in order to be a polyglot, you needed to have some working fluency in at least 6 languages. Up until now, I've been studying 4 languages in addition to my native language, English. I've been studying French since I was 6 years old through school and through university, and then through self-study. I started learning Italian when I was 18 years old at university. I also started learning German around the same time, and within the past couple years, I have undertaken Afrikaans after my trips to South Africa. But in order to get that title of polyglot, I need a 6th language. So I figured I wanted to document myself through video form, learning a language completely from scratch. I don't think it's ever been done on YouTube. It might have been, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it'll be a really cool, interactive way, not only for people to see how it is that language learners learn language, but also a way for me to interact with other language learners. So I figured this first video would talk about the language that I would be choosing, and that language is Russian. I've been interested in learning Russian for quite some time, but I've never quite gotten to the point where I've learned it in any capacity. Literally, I know nothing about Russian except for maybe Rasputin. So other than that, why did I choose Russian? Well, first of all, I wanted to choose a 6th language that had an alphabet that was not my own. Obviously, all the languages I've been learning so far use a Latin alphabet. I do have some experience with the Arabic alphabet because I did take Persian for a semester in university. Don't ask me to speak any Persian though, because I don't remember any of it. Secondly, I wanted to learn Russian because it is a level 4 language according to the Foreign Service Institute. Up until now, I'm pretty sure all the languages I have been studying are level 1 or level 2. I think German might be a level 2. So I wanted to take that leap into pushing myself into a language that was a little bit more difficult. Thirdly, I chose to study Russian because it is a language in a language family that I've never studied before. Up until now, I've studied Germanic languages. Obviously, I speak English natively. I've studied German. I've studied Afrikaans. Obviously, I have a good basis in the Romance languages because I've studied Italian, I've studied French, and I have some sort of understanding of written Spanish because it's so close to those 2 other languages, but I've never studied a Slavic language before. So now the real question, how am I going to study Russian? Well, I got on the internet and I was looking at a couple textbooks and I finally ordered one off of Amazon. And the one I chose is the new Penguin Russian course. I heard online that this is a really good resource. It's one of the best textbooks. It is an older textbook, so I guess it has that like age factor that makes it like an enduring piece of literature to get me through Russian. That's a really convoluted way to talk about a textbook, but I'm assuming because it's older and a lot of people have used it that there must be something good inside of it. But I'm foreseeing that one of the biggest problems for me in Russian is probably going to be the alphabet. So I'm also going to be using Duolingo. Thirdly, I've signed up at learnrussian.rt.com. As far as I can tell, it has a really in-depth look at how the Cyrillic alphabet works, but it also has a really in-depth look at grammar. Alright, so now is the part of the video where I'm looking to you. Obviously, I've never studied Russian before. I don't really know much about studying Russian, so if you have any suggestions or tips that you would be willing to share with me, definitely leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael. Click to subscribe below, that way you can follow all of my language learning process in Russian. And also stay tuned for some more content videos. I have another episode of Languages of the World coming out sometime next week, as well as a really interesting video on a really interesting language isolate that I studied back in university. See you next time!